Okay, so I'm having a total of 15 years of experience into SAP area. Basically, like I'm a technical architect. Okay, in the space of SAP MDG and ABAP. So yeah, I'm basically my profile is a emulsion of a technical as well as a functional kind of thing. It's a techno-functional profile, core techno-functional profile. So like coming just brief on my things like my experiences and all those things. So like I started my career as a SAP ABAP consultant and eventually like I devoted myself into the MDG area. So after that it was a techno-functional kind of thing. So successfully I led like multiple projects on the implementation ground. And I worked on the product developments also, like in the MDG space, custom product development and all those things. So yeah, this is all about myself. So I'm having a technical expertise and as well as a functional expertise in the material, finance, and BP modules. Yeah, this is all about myself. Like just like can everybody give a quick intro of you so that just to understand on the things like where exactly you are looking into, just to understand better from my end.
Yeah. Hi, this is Subodh. I have over 24 years experience in SAP. I started as an ABAP and slowly moved into technical architect and now the program manager. So this is my first time into MDG area. So I've done a lot of data migration and all that, but the first time taking training in MDG.
Good to hear. That's good. Thank you. Lakshman, you want to go next?
Hi, I am Lakshman. I am a fresher. I just completed my BTech last year. I'm looking to. I have completed couple of courses in SAP MDG in Udemy and also in YouTube. Some of the videos. That's it about myself.
Okay, you are from the which engineering, which background? Like if at all, if you are comfortable in answering, just to understand on the base, just I'm asking.
I'm an electrical background. I don't have much knowledge.
Onto the programming. So you are looking for the technical or the functional kind of MDG training?
No, I'm looking for both, like techno-functional course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You want to have the like MDG core consultant kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to be a core consultant.
Of MDG, techno-functional.
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can learn very quick. That's not a problem. I will do background.
Sure,
practice,
sure. So
you
had gone through any ABAP trainings or something like that?
No, I didn't went any ABAP training.
Okay. Perfect.
I just went
ABAP,
through the MDG.
Yeah,
there is a Zara Tech videos in Udemy about SAP MDG. That's very good content over there. I just watched a couple of courses and I also practiced them in the server too.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. And Subodh, like just one quick info. So you're looking for the technical or the functional part of the MDG? Functional,
only
right?
functional,
So
yeah.
Only functional, got it. As you are already in the technical background, ABAP background, right? So it will be, got it. Okay. So that's it, right? Tejasvi, anybody else join? Hello, Tejasvi. Okay, no issues. So okay, so let me go into the MDG things like what I will be covering as a part of training and all those things. Just first, I will be walk through the things what exactly we are going to. 1 minute, let me share my TOC. Just give me a moment. I'm unable to share my Excel. One moment. Let me open it in the sheets and try to share that.
Are you sharing?
No, just give me a moment. I'm unable to share from my desktop, so I'm trying to upload to the drive and trying to share out there. Yeah. Just let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So as part of these things like MDG training, the things what I will be going to cover just on the high level, just I will present on this one and I will go into the details kind of thing. As I see like a, so both like you are focusing on the functional part. So I will be mentioning to the point like where the technical, this is a purely technical kind of thing because I mean, just to give a brief of the things on the MDG, MDG is something a kind of a module like here the technical and the functional coexist basically like even the if one person is being called as a MDG functional consultant, okay, he need to know little bit of the technical things and the same applies to the technical consultant also. So it's something like a we can't separate the functional and the technical in case of MDG. Okay, in the MDG point of view, I'm saying like coming to the like other terms, like for example, like let me take out one of the example. Okay, like in MDG, we are having the material master. Okay, material master is a like a core functionality, the SPRO things, SPRO configurations, material type configurations, or if it is a business partner account groups and all those things, these are the normal SPRO configurations where the core functional will be doing this. Whether it can be SAP functional or the SD functional, whoever the taking the ownership of that thing, they will be doing that kind of activities. Okay, SPRO configuration. But coming to the point of MDG functional, if we are speaking over there, so it's mostly deals on the configuration part. Okay, what we are going to configure in the MDG IMG. Okay, it's not all the time will be technical. It's something like a combination of the both of the things. For example, let me go before going into the table of contents. Just let me give you one small example kind of thing. For example, like whoever already worked into the SAP, they will be knowing like if at all if we are trying to create any material master using MM01, we will be having some mandatory fields, required fields kind of thing, which will be coming as a part of the SPRO configuration, right? So like if at all if I am giving a FERT material type, okay, finished goods or something. Okay, so FERT material type, so there will be few of the fields, few of the parameters which are mandatory and required. It will be coming from the SPRO configuration. So in case of MDG, what happens is, for example, like let me take this material type for here, material group is mandatory from SPRO configuration itself based on the material type. Whereas in MDG, what happens is, so MDG, we can have this particular things will be invoked from the SPRO directly. Okay, so whatever the things, the configurations that are applicable in the SPRO, it will be by default applicable over here. Okay, what exactly then, what exactly we are doing in the MDG processes? We are governing that basically. So in MDG, what happens is in order to create one particular material, we will be having a sequence of steps kind of thing. For example, like there is a requester, enricher, approver. So we are having the different kind of levels in the processes, right? Like whenever the business is dealing with one particular material creation, they will be saying, okay, plant details, we are going to enter a plant details in the material creation. Okay, and business is having a requirement, plant details to be entered only by the logistics team, or there is some other like plant maintenance team kind, not plant maintenance will not the core maintenance. I mean to say like plant, there is separate section for the who will be taking care of the plant related. So they need to have the focus of entering the plant details or enriching of the plant details or approving of the things. So in that case, what happens? It will be going like this. Okay. the material creation, first requester will be initiating the flow, and it will be going to the approver, like approver or supervisor of that requester. Okay, and after that it will be going to the logistics team, logistics enricher. Okay, enricher means they will be editing this one, and they will be going for the logistics approver, and this logistics enricher team supervisor kind of thing, and they are having like finance approver kind of, and data steward kind of thing. So, and finally it will be going for the activation. So this typical process of governing one particular master data involves, we can involve different kind of steps based on the business requirements. There exactly the governance scope will be coming into picture, the MDG part. So here in this particular process, for example, here what I'm saying, like material, if at all, if we are creating a material through MM01 transaction. Okay. So MM01 transaction, it will be going like whatever the SPRO configurations are applicable, that will be coming over here, and that is, whereas in the MDG process, the same applicable over here, but we can control the framework. We can control the framework, we can control the field properties dynamically. For example, let me see, you might be thinking like little bit, I am going just dragging into the deeper part of the topics, but just I am giving you the understanding to give some picture on this things basically. Okay, because like what I understood is Subodh or the Lakshman, like that, like already they are into the SAP domain, and Lakshman is just gone through some training kind of thing. So just I want to give that intro and come back to the table of contents so that it will be giving more understanding to you. Okay, for example, requester is there. Okay, requester, I want to show, like I don't want to show the plant view itself, like the plant related section or storage locations or related sections to the requester itself. So in MDG, we can control that particular framework very easily. We can have that kind of dynamic logics kind of thing. For example, requester plant view not available, or we can say there should be storage location should be non-editable. So these kind of operations are there, right? Okay, this we can control so dynamically and so like with ease kind of thing. For here I just mentioned the requester part, right? So if requester, okay, for example, Lakshman is the requester for this. Okay, I want to send it to his particular supervisor. Okay, there are like, for example, Lakshman is a part of a team of 10 members. Okay, out of these 10 members, like the supervisors, there are having like 3 supervisors for this particular 10 members. So Lakshman supervisor is S1. So whenever the Lakshman creates some material, okay, I want to send it to the his supervisor itself, not S2 and S3. Let's assume that S2 and S3 are the other supervisors for the same team, but Lakshman reports to the supervisor S1. So I want to send this particular request to the S1 itself, because like Lakshman is creating the requester. So this kind of things, dynamically controlling on the creation or the visibility UI and all those things will be more easy in the MDG process. Okay, and the core concept of the MDG is to make the clean and harmonized data. So we should not be having the duplicates existing in our system. That is our prime motto, the MDG. The MDG itself is based on that thing, like the motto of the MDG, I can say that is the motto of the MDG. So we should not be having the duplicates in the system. We should be having the data consistent, and the flow or the governance system should be monitored by the respective authority people, other SAP people. So this is like one of the prime principle of the MDG, why one particular business needs to go into the MDG system, like they want to implement the MDG. What's the primary motto is basically what I notice in my thing is the duplicates and the distribution. Okay, distribution means here like the data will be maintained in one particular system, MDG system, and will be distributed to different systems kind of thing. Organization can have like n number of ECC system, for example, but master data can be maintained, that the sole king can be the master data, right? So that can be maintained in the MDG system, and it can be distributed to the different third-party systems or the SAP systems also. It can be third-party or SAP system, because SAP itself, like not on the MDG point of view, but generally speaking, also SAP is having the different like connections to the third-party systems, right? Through SOA or the IDOCs, still the same applicables for this. So, what I can say is the SOA implementation or the IDOC implementation. So this will be part of the out of the box implementations coming to the MDG. That means SAP had provided these things for the material master, finance, as well as the BP. So let me come back to the topics. Okay, so what, as a part of this training, what will be covered and all those things. So the module 1. Okay, module 1, I will be covering on the introduction of the MDG. So here in the introduction of the MDG, I can say like what are the details? What are the details that I will be covering is overview of the master data governance and importance of master data governance in enterprise data management, architecture and deployment options, key features and benefits of SAP MDG. So like what exactly this coverage of this particular topic means is, so MDG, what are the different kinds of deployment options we are having in MDG? Okay, it can be like sitting on top of like the transactional system, as well as the master data system can be same. Okay, that is a co-deployment system. Okay, if it is a hub deployment system, what are the things we need to take care, and how the data, even if we are like, for example, there is already SAP ERP enterprise solution is being run in one of the business. Okay. Now they are going for the MDG implementation. So in that case, we should be taking care of the master data also, the existing data, material master, customer master, vendor master, or finance related data also to be taken care. It should be lift and shifted from the transaction system to the MDG system. So what are the things we need to look into that one, and what are the challenges we'll be facing? So I will be giving the introduction to that kind of different kind of business scenarios kind of thing. So basically, typically my style of going into the topics will be like this. Okay, so if at all, if I'm giving some introduction, for example, here, if at all, if I'm going into the architecture and the deployment options, if at all, if I'm talking specifically on the deployment options, so here, not just covering on the theoretical part of the deployment options, but I will be bringing out a few of the business scenarios, what's happening actually in the projects, so that it will be having a better understanding of the things. Okay, better understanding, and like we can relate and we can be in the spot of that particular one and look into the solution. So my approach onto the topics will be, first, I will be going with the theoretical kind of thing, and I will be bringing out some of the real-time examples, what happened in one of the project. Okay, like I will be going like this. Okay, so what's the care we need to take care of that thing? For example, like let me go into this. Okay, for example, we are having multiple ECC systems. Okay, ECC or S4 HANA systems, or whatever it is. Let me denote it as a E1, E2, E3 system. Okay, these are the transactional system the business is having based on the regional or some other preferences. They are having the three different systems for the businesses, three different businesses we can say. For example, let's take the Reliance of the Tata. Okay, so how this particular Reliance and Tata will be operating? So the parent is the Reliance, and they are having the different different subsidiaries under this. Not subsidiaries, different businesses. Okay, one is petrochemical, one is retail, one is telecommunication kind of thing. So for each and every system, they are having one different ECC or the ERP system, let's assume, and they don't have the MDG in place as of now. So now they want to go into the MDG space. Okay, they want to go for the MDG implementation. So what they will be doing, they will be going with the implementing of the MDG system without disturbing the transaction system at the very beginning. So what we need to do, we need to capture the requirements from these particular three business units, E1, E2, E3, how their business is operating, and what is the org data they are having. What are, for example, company codes are there. Let me take this simple one. Company code is there. Okay, and what are the different company codes they are having? Okay, for example, let's say like they are having, like E1 is having a company code sequence of 1000. Okay. 1000 is one of the company code they are having. E2 is having like they are having a sequence of let me just giving these things over here, C1. Okay, and E3 is also having the 1000 company. So here the point is E1 and E3 is having this similar kind of company code, but the configuration, the org data configuration is different. Okay, so we can't club this both of the company codes, right? The kind of configuration that is done in E1 and E3 is different, but the numbering, the sequence for the company code is same. So what we need to do in this case, While migrating to the MDG system, what are the different kind of precautions we need to take, okay, in order to represent these two systems without losing the connectivity or without losing the essence of the existing data. So we can't go and keep the 1000 in MDG system directly and say that you share the 1000 company code E1 and E3, because that doesn't make sense. So there should be some mechanism where it will be distinguishing thing, and it should not be creating the more trouble to the user kind of thing. It should be in the framework kind of thing. So I will be discussing this kind of scenarios, okay, whenever I'm covering on one particular things, if at all, if the deployment option is there. In case of deployment option, what are the challenges we will be getting, and under which circumstances we need to go to the hub deployment or the core deployment. This kind of things I will be covering along with the theoretical part, I mean conceptual part. I will be bringing out this kind of real-time examples kind of thing. Okay, this is on the first one, introduction. So here, along with this one, I will be, yeah.
I got your point. There are some of the roles like MDG architect I see in LinkedIn. Can you explain what's the MDG architect role, like how it interlinks with for the SAP introduction?
Okay. You mean to say like you want to understand the basically the roles in the MDG one, right?
No, I have went through some of the roles. Like there is a MDG architect, like SAP MDG. Yeah, what they do. What?
Okay. Let me come to this one.
Responsibilities assigned to him, like.
Okay, got it.
I went through a couple of YouTube videos. They tell about functional and technical kind of thing, but they don't mention architecture. Right?
Okay, got it. So SAP MDG technical consultant, functional consultant, technical consultant, SAP MDG technical consultant, techno-functional consultant, I can say techno-functional consultant, and the SAP MDG architect role. So, okay, let me differentiate first. Before going to the architect, let me come to the functional consultant. So functional consultant is the person, okay, like in case of MDG, he will be responsible for the capturing of the requirements. Okay, I can say like a technical consultant can implement that solution kind of thing. Maybe he will be going with the ABAP procedures or like baddies or the writing of the classes for that one and all those things. That is a secondary story. But coming to the functional consultant, he need to understand the overall landscape and how the framework is being the existing framework that is existing on their business system. Okay, here just before I was saying like they are having multiple systems kind of thing over here. Okay, for example, E1 and E3, they are having multiple ECC system. Now they are coming back. They want to implement the MDG solution. So now functional consultant role will be something like, okay, how our data is being framed over here. Okay, so he need to identify that thing. Okay, here this particular 1000 company code is being shared between two business systems. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to bring it to the MDG. So we need to have the what kind of value mapping we should be having for this. That kind of decisions making will be happening with the functional consultant, and it's not just the decision makings on this particular part. I can say it's like configuring of the things also. Like a functional consultant will be responsible for the BC sets activation. For example, if there is a SAP MDG system. Okay, SAP MDG system is nothing but a S4 HANA system. Okay, let's assume that latest version. Okay, it's a S4 HANA system itself. On top of that, if we are activating few BC sets, okay, business configuration sets, then that S4 HANA system will be transforming into the MDG system, so that our SAP material master or the finance or BP will be coming into picture. So this BC sets activation or like configuration of the standard things, that will be taken part by the functional consultant. Okay, and functional consultant, we can't limit to that particular parts also. The what I can say, he will be responsible for the UI modeling things also can be done, because it's a low code, no code approaches are more in the SAP MDG area. Okay, for example, if at all, if I want to have one particular okay, yeah, please go.
UI modeling, workflows and baddies are all taken by functional consultant.
No, see, it's a mixed kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. See, for example, if at all, if we are having the different steps involved in the workflow, okay, requester, supervisor, logistics and approver kind. If it is a simple kind of thing, Okay, we don't have any dynamic determination of the supervisor, or we don't have such kind of things. It's a very plain kind of thing. Functional consultant can handle that. If at all, if we are getting a something like, okay, based on some logic, okay, for example, while creating a material, okay, based on few plant, okay, if this particular plant is being entered and there is some other combination, okay, what is the material, okay, whether it's a dangerous goods material or the less hazardous material, if there is having some categorization like this. Okay, so business will be saying that if at all, if we are having the some dangerous good material, okay, I'm having a logic, okay, I will be having some custom table, okay, where I will be maintaining the dangerous goods based on some logic, business logic. I will be maintaining that. So you need to verify to that custom table and bring out whether it's a dangerous goods material or not. If it is a dangerous goods material, it's need to go to one particular team, because they are the approving authority for that one. So here the logic is something like we are introducing a lot of customizing into that one, right? Custom logic into that, right? So in that case, just the functional consultant configuring the workflows BRF plus will not be sufficient over there. They need to come back to the technical consultant, because technical consultant, they will be implementing a body where they will be writing a code to read that runtime data. For example, once the Lakshman submits this request, okay, based on some logic, okay, based on some logic, it will be in the background step, it will be triggering a body, okay, the SAP defined body itself, where we'll be having our implementation. Okay, so there we will be reading the runtime data. Runtime data means whatever the data that is being entered by the Lakshman, okay, while creating of the material. Okay, I will be reading that, I will be processing that particular data, and I will be thinking, ideally this particular thing should be going to S1 Lakshman supervisor, but as it is a like dangerous goods, it should be navigating to the one of the D1. Okay, this D1 department is the dangerous goods department. They should be approving this. It's not the supervisor. So I will be overriding this. Okay, this kind of functionalities will be there. It's completely based on the business. If we are not having this kind of logics, okay, something like this, okay, let's assume that requester is there. It needs to go to the supervisor, and supervisor is having one particular role, okay, security role, PFCG role. So we will be configuring it in the BRF plus. It will be directly going. This part of the things can be done by the functional consultant very smoothly. But when actual business logic comes into picture and we need to go with the BADI implementation, there comes the technical consultant. So as a functional consultant also, they need to know what are the capabilities of the technical consultant. See, for example, okay, Lakshman is just only trained in the functional thing. Okay, he don't know anything about the ABAP or something. Okay, just he is a purely functional consultant. Okay, so in this case, if business gives such kind of dangerous goods logic or something like receipt, logic kind of thing, you should be in a position whether that kind of requirement can be attained or not. You should be saying to the business, right? Like, definitely this is not possible in MDG ground, or this is possible in MDG ground. You should be in a situation of saying that one, right? So that is where I can say I will be raising a flags kind of thing while training also. So this kind of logics will be coming up. So in that case, we need to seek the inputs from the technical team. Okay, so if it is a simple kind of workflow where BRF plus configuration and all those things, they can do it. Derivations also they can do it. Validations also they can do it. Functional consultant without any code. Okay, because in SAP, I will come to that thing. Okay, but in SAP there is a low code, no code approach kind of thing, like using BRF plus derivations or the validations, we can do all those things. But here, whenever there is some complex logic assigned to that, okay, for example, I want to derive a material group whenever the material, some material type is input based on some other logic and some other combinations. Okay, in that case, what I can do, there is a business logic answer under that one. So I can't use the BRF plus derivation directly. I need to go with the BADI implementation because there is some logic. If at all, if I am having something like this, okay, if material type is FERT, I want to have the material group as 0. Okay, material group as 0. This is a predefined template kind of thing. So just there is no hidden logic, there is no dynamic logic, there is no complex logic. Only thing is we will be checking like material type is FERT, and we need to default the material type as material group as 0. This can be done by the BRF plus derivations. Okay, or data DQM also. data quality management also. That is a new advanced topic, like coming into pictures kind of thing. So this can be done by the functional consultant. But wherever we are having some complex logic, we are having some dependency where we need to read some custom tables, or we need to invoke the RFCs from the other systems. Okay, so sometimes like we will be having some like what I can say, if at all, if we are creating the customer or the vendor, okay, I want to customer or vendor related to some specific country, and the specific country is in the like there is some CPI ranking kind of thing, corruption prediction index. Okay, that is a global organization which will be giving a rankings to each and every country based on the corruption that is involved into that countries. If at all, if I am creating a vendor, I am dealing with a country where it is having a high corruption. Okay, then it should be undergoing some different scrutiny kind of thing at the time of like creating that vendor or the business partner. So in that case, we will be having some different kind of logics where we need to interact with this some other system or some other tables kind of thing, which are not part of the flow and not part of the MDG screen. In that case, we want the technical concept. I will distinguish on the things whenever we are coming into the each and every topic. Okay, see this particular, for example, like just now I mentioned on the derivation part, right? So this kind of derivations can be done by the functional consultant, but under technical consultant, under which kind of derivations will be done by the technical consultant? When we need the technical consultant help over there. This kind of thing. Hope I answered your question, Lakshmi.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Kumar.
Oh. So here, techno-functional consultant is something like it's an emulsion between the technical and the functional. So techno-functional, I can say, see here you have mentioned the architect role kind of thing. Right? So I can say the seasoned techno-functional consultant can be acting as a technical architect. Okay, MDG architect. So usually the architect role will be involved in the blueprinting phase, design phase kind of thing. See, few projects will be going like this. Okay, they will be having their IT team. They will be capturing the requirements and providing it to the service providers. Okay, these are the business requirement documents which we got from our business. So you need to convert it to the functional and the technical spec and go with the implementation. This is one kind of project. And another kind of projects there will be. So you need to conduct the workshops from the end users itself. Okay. So you need to capture the requirement, what it is going, how it is going, and after that you need to convert it into the business requirement document or the blueprint. Okay, that's the sequence of steps. So here I can say technical architect, techno-functional consultant will be turning out to be a technical architect. Because see, the techno-functional consultant, he might not be doing the technical work completely 100% also, but he need to know that person, techno-functional need to know what are the capabilities that can be done in MDG. Whether this solution, okay, if a business is asking something, whether it can be attained in the MDG system, in the out-of-the-box solution, or we need to go with the custom implementation, completely custom application kind of thing, that he should be in a situation to grasp on. If that particular thing are understandable by a techno-functional consultant, he can act a role of the technical architect. So seasoned, what I'm saying is seasoned techno-functional consultant can be moving to the role of technical. It's a next kind of thing, I can say. Here, the point is, it's not just the MDG point of view. I'm saying like whoever understands the business, okay, business, you see, MDG is something like a framework, okay, we are having, but altogether it's a master data, right? How we are handling kind of thing. See, master data can be existing anywhere. You can take someone small restaurant chain kind of thing or one big enterprise kind of thing. The master data is master data. How you are synchronizing, how you are handling that thing. That knowledge is very important for an architect position to understanding the core business values and the ideas. What I can say is, so this kind of things. While getting into the introduction of SAP MDG, I will be covering on that particular parts. Okay, it's not only that kind of things, functional consultant or technical consultant role. Okay, what are the different kind of projects we'll be having? Okay, if it is a greenfield implementation, what we need to do? If it is a brownfield implementation, what we need to do in case of MDG? How we can reuse the existing configs? Okay, if at all, if we are having a existing ECC system, so we need to reuse the config or data configs and all those things. So that kind of things will be covered onto the things. Okay, when I'm going deeply into the things. Okay, one by one. And not only these kind of things what I mentioned over here, like there are SAP came up with a lot of advanced things, okay, federated and the centralized approach kind of thing in MDG. So that kind of concepts also I will be covering. Okay, coming to the next one, that is getting started with SAP MDG. So here I will be going into the actual MDG part, like into the system. Okay, what is the out of the box solution? What are the data models provided by the SAP, and what are the other possible data models? Okay, like the third party provided solutions available with the SAP MDG. For example, Utopia company had provided the enterprise asset management or the project systems or the plant maintenance kind of thing. So that kind, what are the solutions available kind of, and all those things. Okay, and understanding of the user interface, how we will be navigating to the MDG application. What are the what I can say over here is on which framework this particular SAP MDG is implemented and what we need to look. So here we can see mostly into the PM kind of thing. What are the capabilities of that thing? We will be covering on that thing. And coming to the, this is common. Okay, the module 1, module 2, I can say this is common for the, one second. This module 1 is common for the all the consultants. Okay, I can say like it's a common. This is also common one. Module 2 also. We can't distinguish the technical and the functional. So here coming to the SAP module 3, this is one thing which I introduced, like whoever like not having the ABAP background kind of thing, so they need to know a little bit things on the ABAP kind of thing. Okay, here I will not go into the teaching the ABAP from the basics, but what are the references in case of MDG, what we need to do, know, like what the terminologies. For example, like let me go one step back. Okay, here I am speaking about the SAP MDG data model. Okay, if at all, if I want to have one custom attribute or the custom entity in the standard SAP defined standard data model, so we need to go with sequence of the steps. Okay, we will be having the cookbooks for that thing, we will be following the particular steps, but you need to understand, okay, what is the structure, what is the where I need to invoke, how I need to append the structure, what I need to know, what I need to synchronize, what is a table. This kind of different kind of things will be having that. So whoever not with from the ABAP background, they need to know a little bit of the ABAP kind of related terminologies of the stuff in order to be the functional consultant. So for functional consultant also, whoever not having the ABAP background, they are just coming for the SAP MDG functional consultant. They too need to know few of the terminologies, few of the things in the ABAP background. So this is, I can say, this is for the technical consultants. Okay. SAP MDG and specific domains. So what are the out-of-box solutions that are provided by the SAP, and what are the different kind of modes that are available? So here I will be talking about the materials, customer master, and domain-specific challenges and solutions. Okay, what see if at all if we need to extend one of the add one of the view into the UI, MDG UI. Okay, what we need to do, from where we need to start. Okay, what we need to check, that kind of thing. So here it's not theoretical all the time. I will be going into the system and taking few of these scenarios and go driving to the things over there. Okay, this is common, I can say. This is common, and finance master is also common. The reason I separated this from the this particular module 4 is finance is little bit typical kind of thing. Why? Because finance, the data, the framework, how the SAP had built is little bit different, because finance is having the time dependent data and the sensitive data kind of thing, right? So for that reasons, it is on the flex mode. Okay, it's not the reuse mode like how the BP data models are. Okay, so that's the reason just I put it on the separate kind of thing, where we need to talk little bit kind of more into this, because in finance the distribution of the master data to the downstream systems will not happen that straightforward. We need to have some additions, and we need to have that releasing of that additions kind of thing. So the mechanism is little bit different, so that's the reason it's a separate topic kind of thing. Okay, and module 6, configuration and customization, configuring data models and attributes in MDG, setting up change request types and workflows. So here we are talking about the process modeling. Okay, so like we will be going with the from the very core kind of thing, like adding of the some custom attributes or something, and After that, like setting up the creation of the change request and what are the different change request types we are having, the workflows. In workflows also, we will be having the different kind of workflows, like a simple workflow, rule-based workflow, and parallel workflow, dynamic agent workflow, this kind of thing. So we'll be talking all those things, and we'll be going into the system also, all looking into that thing, and defining validations, derivations, and business rules, that is derivations and validations. Okay, and configuring search and duplicate check functionality. So this is one thing, like whenever user tries to create some master data, they should be knowing like whether this particular data there is any similarity percentages available in our system. Okay, so for that we can, SAP had provided that out of a box solution kind of thing, but still we can configure that. Okay, if some business is coming up, I want to have some like for example, like during business partner creation, I want to have this particular field. Okay, country, I don't want the country field to be part of this search and duplicate. So we can tweak on that thing, or they want to increase the weightage or they decrease the weightage for that one. So that kind of things. So I will be going into detail of that thing, configuring and checking on the screen and all those things. Okay, so that is also a common part, I can say. So here few things will be coming for the technical exclusively, that is the dynamic agent kind of thing. Okay, dynamic agent, so that will be something like, I can say, a separate class. If at all, if somebody is not seeking into the technical part of the training, so I can take that separately. Okay, not an issue, but it's good to have, like see, even though they don't write the code, but the capabilities of that particular thing is important. Okay, central governance in SAP MDG. So master data creation, maintenance, approval process, setting up workflow driven governance for the materials. So here I can say configuration and customizing and central governance will be going hand in hand. It's a continuation topics kind of thing. And role-based approvals and notifications, governance of hierarchies and relationships in master data. That is like in finance, we'll be having the hierarchies kind of thing, the parent-child relationships and all those things. So how we will be maintaining that and all those things, I will be walking through over here. Duplicate check and matching process. So here, search and duplicate check. Here, in this case, we will be looking into standard, but here we will be going into the like a real-time scenario, or like configuring the enhancing the standard one. We will be looking into that. And what we'll be doing with the available duplicates, or the cleaning up process sequentially. See, there may be a chances like still the duplicate data can be created by the user forcefully. Okay, in that case, what we need to do, how to handle that kind of situations in the real-time projects. So all those things I will be discussing over here. And the coming to the module 9, that is replication and integration. So what are the different means of replicating the systems, replicating the master data to the systems, and how it will be connected, what we need to take care. All those we will be talking a lot about the replication and the integration part. So it's a common. So I can say like here the technical help we need. We need the basis and the basis help also for the connection establishment and all those things. So another one is analytics and reporting in SAP MDG. So as part of SAP out of the box, SAP had provided a lot of analytics and reporting kind of thing, but there are some other things where we can generate the CDS views, we can configure and customize that analytical and reporting part also. So what I can say is like this is a ongoing activity kind of thing. It's not the one like just we'll be doing at the like at the time of implementation of the SAP MDG and we'll be leaving kind of thing. So I can say like this analytical reporting things, this kind of work will be mostly coming into the like I say enhancements kind of thing. Once the project go live is completed, okay, when the business started using, they will be coming, okay, I want this kind of checks, okay, I want to have this kind of dashboard kind of, because the users will be start using that part in case of greenfield implementation where they don't have the intro of SAP MDG itself. So that kind of things, it will be coming up in the later. I will just mention that kinds also, like where we need to concentrate at the time of implementation and at the time of smooth running of the project also. And SAP custom objects and extensibility. So here, what we can do with the SAP data model framework and all those things for the custom requirements kind of thing. Okay, so here I will be walking on one of the thing like what I can say, the SAP cookbook kind of thing for the project systems. Okay, So I will walk through on that thing. By the time we come to the module level, we'll be understanding completely on the like data model, process model, EA model, and data quality and search also, data quality mechanisms also. So here in this case, okay, we configuring and customizing here itself, like I will be covering on the UI related part also, because see UI related part, like whenever we are discussing on the workflow, okay, central governance, these things, this will be covered in that particular sections itself. Okay, what we really can do with the UI stuff, and how we can introduce the custom UI with this. I can say like creating of the custom FPM applications, customizing that thing, playing around with the UI, and having the restrictions as per the user roles and all those things. Those whole things will be covered in this particular one. Okay. In extensibility, we'll be doing the hands-on also for this one. Okay, here you can see like extending MDG user interface and WebDriven and FPM. Okay, configuring user exit and badges for customer requirements, BRF plus business rules management. This all those things, all the custom kind of thing, how we will be doing. Here I can say it's a common module, and I will be having some extra time for the technical consultant, okay, to deep dig into the things of the technical stuffs and capabilities over there. So here this particular section needs little bit of extra hours for the technical consultant, whereas for functional consultant, that is fine, the common for both of the things. File upload methods in SAP S4 HANA MDG. So HANA MDG is not just about the governing, it's loading of the data also, right? What I mentioned, like while we are migrating from the ECC or the S4 HANA system to the MDG system, so we need to lift and shift the data, the existing master data, carefully into our system. Okay, apart from that, like there may be some business requirements, they want to create the master data. So that kind of stuff, like what we'll be doing with the file upload mechanisms, how to do that. Okay, mass processing of the data, that's all covers in the file upload methods, consolidation and mass processing, what we need to take care of the file upload, file preparation, and how we'll be uploading all those things. This consolidation and mass processing is one of the things that will be used by the data migration consultants also. So here consolidation and mass process is not, it's not the just the one-time activity, it's an ongoing activity also, I can say. During the mergers and acquisitions, if we are having not very high volume of data, and the business is not having any other tool like data migration tool kind of thing, they will be coming and using this consolidation and mass processing. Or if at all, if some business, okay, we want to remove the duplicate records existing in the system, okay, we are running some rule mining techniques, okay, like data quality management, we'll be having some rule mining techniques. Okay, so system will be suggesting, okay, there are potential duplicates in this combination, you want to rectify this. So in that case, we need to fix those records, right? So we'll be leveraging the mass processing functionalities for that one. It's a common, I can say. All those processes, consolidation, mass process. Coming to the data quality management, this is one of the thing SAP is very pushing and recommending on this one, because see, the business rules, validations and derivations, that all things can be done in the data quality management. It's something like a dashboard kind of thing, where we can control the things which we don't want to, without going into the logic much. Okay, for example, there is one particular validation rule we had implemented. And we are thinking that that should not be applicable to the mass processings. Okay, like bulk creation, that validation rule should not be input. So if at all, if we are writing in the body or something, again we need to write some conditions and all those things kind of thing. And it came as an ad hoc requirement kind of thing. It is an ad hoc kind of requirement kind of, which we'll be getting. In that case, data quality management, we will be having the functionalities of disabling and enabling of the things and all those things. So here, this is a common topic. Best practices and case studies. So this is a generic one, I can say. So here I will be dealing with the what are the different kind of projects and what we will be doing, and what we need to take care during the greenfield implementation. Like if at all, if we are setting up the fresh system, okay, what we need to do whenever we are moving your transports to the development to the quality system, what are the manual activities we need to do? For example, like we need to adjust the data model. Okay, that is a manual activity where we need to do in the each and every system. It can't be transported. So if, for example, maintaining of the business systems for the replication, that we need to do in system by system kind of thing. That is not a transportable. So what are the precautions and what are the things we will be taking care? I will be discussing in these things, best practices and case studies, project implementation and hands-on experiences. So here I will be giving exercises from the things like real-time scenario kind of thing from end to end, right from the data model, like extension of the data model till the UI and replication also, what we need to do on this. So I can say it's more of the technical kind of thing, technical as well as functional, but it is inclined towards technical consulting. Why? Because the reason is here we will be extending the standard data model with the custom attributes. So whenever we are extending the standard functionalities, standard data model itself to the custom attributes or the custom entities. So more technical work will be coming into picture. That's what I can say. If it is the existing without extending to the standard data model or the standard master data structures kind of thing, I can say it will be more into the functional thing. They will be happily handling on that. But when it comes the custom kind of thing, then the technical people needs to come into picture, because there we will be discussing mostly on the feeder classes, handler classes, APIs, and all those things. So this is inclined towards the technical consultant and data cleansing, enrichment, and remediation. So this is data cleansing and standardization, data enrichment processes, so how we will need to do. This is more like I can say case studies kind of thing, what we'll be doing in the projects in the real time. Once the implementation is done, like we'll be going into the support phases, right? At that time. This is a comment. And this is testing, security, performance, and troubleshooting. This is also common kind of thing. Okay, coming to the debugging and all those things, that is specifically to the technical consultants. And at last, this is a one add-on kind of thing. So whoever is not from the programming background or functional consultants, okay, they don't have the SAP ABAP background. So how we can leverage the use of AI, maybe can be ChatGPT, or if they are having a Joule kind of thing in S4 latest version. So how we can utilize that thing, how to play smart instead of hard way kind of thing. Just I will be going through. It's just a very small session. It will be something where I can't club with the other things. So just I kept it as a separate kind of. So this is all the things that will be covered as a part of training. So I will be cautioning like and mentioning like wherever there is a next session is that is specifically for the technical consultant or the something, I will mentioning that exclusively beforehand itself.
Hey Kumar, can you share this module the way you are going to teach that Excel sheet? And also, is this going to be 7.3 MDG training on S4HANA or?
See, I will be going with the latest version, that is 9 plus only. So I will be checking with the like facilitators, like which system they are having. I will be checking on that particular system, and accordingly I can say, and definitely it will be latest version. Okay. 7.0, that's the oldest one. Like I won't recommend you, even if somebody is saying to go into that one, I won't recommend that thing, because a lot of changes are happening in the latest version. Just believe me, every 6 months, every 3 months, every release, SAP MDG is evolving like anything. And SAP, as you are into the space of SAP itself, you might be knowing, right? SAP is pushing towards the MDG, like in the S4 transformations, go with the MDG system kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. And how long is this training for actually? How many weeks?
I can say altogether it will be going till like 60 to 80 hours kind of thing. It's based on the understanding kind of thing, how smooth we are going. If at all, if I need to focus a little bit on the some of the topics for better understanding, definitely I will not hesitate, even if I am increasing a little bit of hours on that thing. And the understanding of the
daily,
topic is important.
Is it Monday to Friday or what's
Monday to Friday morning session kind of thing. Occasionally we can go into the weekend based on the participants' feasibility. If at all, if we want to cover something lacking somewhere, we can do that.
Okay.
My intention of the training is like to complete the training in 2 months or 2.5 months. Not to see within 2 months. I want to have that picture so that we will be connected to the topics kind of thing. It should not be once we are at the end of the topic, the first topic, we should be disconnected. It should not be like that. So I will say like within 2 months, I can focus on completion of this training. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and facilitator will be sharing that POC with you.
Yeah.
Tejaswini, like you can take that charge of that, right?
Kumar,
Yeah, I will inform Tejaswini. Yeah, please.
Kumar, I have one doubt. What's the difference between we have SAP GUI MDG, right? MDG IMG, and we have SAP NetWeaver and WebDin Pro and Theory.
See, the WebDin Pro, these all things are the web-based kind of thing. So, like the SAP MDG framework itself is built, the UI is built on the WebDin Pro, that is FP. On top of WebDin Pro, we will be having the flow plan message. Okay, so if at all, if you are MDG IMG, it's a code transaction for the SAP MDG. It's a see what I can say. If at all, if you want to have some
configure all the changes, all the data which we want to do, we want to go to the MDG IMG, and we used to do all the configurations. And then why we need to go to the WebDin Pro, SAP NetWeaver, WebDin Pro, and Fairy Tiles? We have 2 more, right? I think so.
See, for the backend configuration, this is the part. Okay, MDG IMG is we will be going into the SAP GUI. Okay, where we will be configuring the backend kind of thing, and where the front users will be accessing this. End users.
End user is a Fairy Tile. What about NetWeaver? Business
NetWeaver. See, this is all part of the framework, right? Like, see, I will distinguish on the the capabilities of the developer or the technical or the functional consultant and the end user. So for the end user, it will be on the UI. Okay.
Like Fury.
So they will be having the Fury. They will be where they will be interacting with the things. Okay. Here, what is a NetWeaver? NetWeaver is a framework of the SAP. Okay. On top of that, we are having the GUI, like how we will be accessing to that thing. See, 3-tier architecture, 4-tier architecture, what is coming into picture, right? So that is all about this one. See, don't get confused between these things. Okay. So MDG IMG is a transaction. Okay. So usually how you will be accessing to the SAP logon, like it should be like a SAP GUI. You will be logging into the system. So once you're there, that framework itself will be having all the capabilities of creating a custom programs, WebDin Pro, classes, TADs, BAPs, everything into that GUI itself. Okay, it's a framework, user interface kind of thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Kumar. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lakshman. Yeah. Any other doubts you have? Hello, Lakshman. Do you have any other doubts?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Just I will ask the facilitator to share this particular TOC topics with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Tejaswini.
Yeah, Kumar. I
Yeah,
will check the feedbacks and I will get back to you.
Sure, Tejaswini. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, bye.